Welcome back. We're joined by Cody Battershill, founder of Canada Action, as we unpack the future of Canadian energy, especially vis-a-vis this new government we have led by Prime Minister Mark Carney. Cody, the government appears to sort of be shifting its stance. We're hearing more talk about energy resilience. Is this a genuine course of action, or do you feel this is just political posturing in light of geopolitics, specifically Donald Trump?
Well, right now we're hearing a better stance from the federal government really than we have for the past 10 years, acknowledging we need all forms of energy. It makes sense to support Canadian jobs here at home. This G7 summit is coming up, and a big focus is energy security. Recently, we have Japan and Poland and all these countries asking for Canada to get more oil and natural gas, but also uranium and minerals are big opportunities that Canada can deliver. So let's now take the talk and see the action back it up. And that's really important. Cutting our approval times for projects from 5 years to 2 years is a big step. We need to see movement. We need to see the emissions cap repealed. We're the only country in the world talking about doing that. It's a bad idea. It hurts Canadian competitiveness. And it's like putting your best players on the ice, but everyone's wearing one skate. It just doesn't make any sense. You're not going to win. And there's other regulatory items that we can do to see more investment, more jobs created, more economic prosperity here at home. Also, I want to mention that not all of Canada right now is really able to access Canadian-made oil and natural gas. So building out the infrastructure that we need to help reduce our reliance on foreign oil imports. And going back the last 40 years, Canada has imported almost $500 billion of oil, even though we have the world's largest reserve in a democratic country.
Right.
So I think that's a big opportunity for the government.
Yeah, I'd like to say so. I'd like to think so. But is it too late? Has the damage been done? Have too many corporations kind of shied away and say, you know what, it's not a political stable climate in Canada. We just don't buy what we don't buy what they're saying. Are we too far gone?
I don't think we're too far gone. I think with concrete action right now to back up the things we're hearing, we can quickly move to regain our competitiveness, reduce the time it takes to build construction projects, infrastructure projects, critical infrastructure like pipelines, power lines, ports, railways, and roads. Premier Canoe has been talking a lot about maybe working with Manitoba. Premier Ford's been talking a lot about working with Ontario. Premier Holt, Premier Smith, and Moe hopefully will get, find a consensus with Premier Eby on, expanding pipelines for oil as well. So I think we've never before in recent times seen the support we have from Canadians, even in Quebec, talking about pipelines. And these are complicated discussions.
Yes.
Now we need to find that consensus and get it built in a quick manner. We can't wait 10 years. This needs to be a quick process to get shovels in the ground for these big projects.
I'm still so shocked, and I find it really hard to digest that this 180 is because of the election of Donald Trump. Because truly, like what I say to friends, I said, trust me, he's the best president Canada has ever had, because he's given us the kick in the pants to get our oil and gas and our energy sector moving. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but was this the sea change here? Was this the pivotal moment? It was really Donald Trump. Because of him, now we're all of a sudden getting more serious.
I think it was the reality. It was facing the reality that our economy and our exports are very dependent upon the United States, and if that's not going to maintain the status quo, then it is a real wake up call that if we want to have control over our own economic future and security, it's only up to us to fix it. We can't wait for anyone else or any other country. Also, preceding Donald Trump, there was, I think, more focus nationally on the erosion of affordability, the erosion of some social programs, access to doctors and class sizes and emergency services and some of the other social issues we've seen. I think there's more of a recognition now that natural resources can really help build our country back up. They are our largest export, a massive employer, massive contributor to government revenues. The world wants what we have. So it just makes sense to get out of our own way. And I think between Trump and those issues, we've really seen this change.
Yeah, and it again, I'm not I don't wanna be a negative Nancy, but, I think about Premier Danielle Smith and how long she's been sounding the alarm on these issues, and then all of a sudden, it's a shift, it's a sudden shift. But anyways, we're gonna talk more about this when we return from this commercial break.